Hi, I'm Michael Pepe, a partner at Saxe, Doernberger, and Vita. I'm the head of our real estate practice group where we represent real estate developers, owners, real estate investors with their insurance issues. One of the questions that we get asked a lot is about how to create an effective insurance requirement either in a contract or as a standalone exhibit. So today we're going to talk about the main things that every good insurance exhibit needs to include. First, you want to identify the coverage lines. You need to specify, are we going to have property coverage? Is it going to be builder's risk? Is it going to be on the normal property coverage with some endorsement for any construction that's happening? So start with your first party property coverage. Next, general liability. How is that going to be handled? Professional liability. Who needs professional liability? Don't forget contractors and subcontractors who have design responsibility. Pollution, we need site pollution liability for the contractors. And then start to think about some of the other coverages that might be unique to your project. Is there cyber liability? And then anything else that might be unique to your project, depending on where it is. Next to a railroad, you need to think about that. If you're near the water, there might be some other things that you need to think about. And then of course, the workers' comp and your auto policies. So first, identify what policies you need for the project. The second thing to think about is who's buying those policies. For your CGL, are you as the owner going to purchase a wrap-up that insures everybody on the project? Or are you going to require the contractor to bring their CGL, general liability policy, and then require that all of the subs of every tier also bring their own? Two totally different frameworks. Both make sense in different situations, but you need to specify who's going to purchase those things. If you have a builder's risk policy, who's buying it? Are you going to buy it for the project? Is the contractor going to buy it for the project? The third thing you want to think about and specify in your insurance exhibit is the duration of each policy. Is it going to be in place and renewed year after year? How long after completion of the project will that policy have to be renewed? If it's a project specific that lasts multiple years, the length of your project, when will it start? When will it end? How long after the project will completed operations coverage have to stay in place? The next thing that you need to specify is who is insured under the policy. This is very important to specify because many of the forms that add additional insureds refer back to the contract language, and that coverage may not apply if the right language isn't in your contract. Once you've established all the coverage that's going to be there and who's going to be covered under those policies, you also need to establish and specify the priority of those coverages. Whenever you have multiple policies that apply to any entity, then there's the potential for conflicts. The language of each policy that refers to how it interplays with other policies that insure the same person for the same loss can interfere with one another. There's also implications based on state law in the jurisdiction that you're in. So the best thing to do is to make it very clear in your contract which priority you expect the policies to have and require that the policies be endorsed to provide for that priority that you expect. Now that we've established all the coverages and how they're going to apply, we can actually specify some of the specifics of the coverage in those coverage lines. You can specify those things that you're actually requiring the policy to cover because forms can vary widely. And if you don't specify, then you can't be sure of what you're getting. You can also specify specific exclusions that you're going to forbid to have on the policy. Finally, you want to provide evidence of insurance. What are the specifics about how each of the parties that is purchasing insurance is going to prove to you that they actually purchased the insurance? You're requiring a certificate of insurance. Does it have to be provided every year upon renewal? Is there any specific language that you need to be in that certificate of insurance? Or are you going to go the other route and actually collect copies of the policies or at least maintain the right to do so? That's the basic checklist. There's lots of things to think about. If you'd like any more information about creating insurance exhibits or any other insurance-related topic, sign up for our email list. You can find us at sdvlaw.com and contact us if you have any specific questions.